Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the Property Premier League, the weekly podcast where property meets Premier League football. I'm your host, Chris Mervyn, and joining me once again are my co-hosts, Steve Green and Jamie Asland. Each week, we'll dive into the world of property and football from the unique perspective of professionals who live and breathe both. So if you're passionate about property, Premier League football, or both, you're in the right place. Get ready for your weekly dose of all things property and football with the Property Premier League. Let's kick off. Guys, they say it's the hope that kills you. If that's the case,
what hope?
I should be dead. At time of recording, we were recording this after Spurs' midweek Champions League result, and obviously the previous results of the weekend as well. And I'm feeling a bit chipper, mate. I really am. If we can play like that, we'll be all right.
I'm going to say you had the best result of the weekend.
Yeah, definitely. Let's kick straight into it, shall we? Let's have a look at the stage. Here we go. Boom. There we go. Okay. Wow. It was decent. Saturday saw quite a few results. I think we did predict for a few of these. Yeah. Burnley, Bournemouth, 0-0. Hello.
Did we say that as well?
Yeah.
We said 0-0.
We all said 0-0, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it was always going to be something like that. And then we had Sunderland 0, Brighton 1. Good result for Brighton, to be fair. Yeah. But I mean, Sunderland at home, they're just where they are now, aren't they? They've done all they need to do for the season. It's just slippers on and build for next season, I suppose, then for them.
They can have a tough season next year, I reckon. They started off really good, but they've kind of been found out. So it'd be interesting what they do in the summer and next season.
Yeah, even if you haven't got European matches, you got the cup matches as well. If you go a little bit further than most other teams in that as well, your squad depth, and it all comes out to squad depth as well. And we'll talk about Villa and stuff a little bit later on. But I was speaking to a Villa fan yesterday, and I was saying exactly the same. It's a real shame. And Newcastle, they haven't got the capacity to be able to buy the players to fill the squad up at a good level, and that's the problem. They bring the money in, but PSR rules are killing some of their ambitions.
Came 3 years too late for Newcastle, really, didn't it? They could have, but then would they have been financial difficulty if they'd done that?
Yeah, you look at the Abramovich and obviously the Chelsea now as well with their million pound fines, whatever it is, for youth players, but they got those in way before the rules came. They found out about them, and then they can sell them on for good money as well. So they've made the money while the sun was shining, I guess. Jay, talk to me about Everton versus Arsenal. Did you go and see this one?
Yes, mate. Yeah, I was there. Yeah.
Man.
You know what? It was a hammer blow, that one. If you told me before the game it'd be 0-0 after 88 minutes, 90 minutes, I think it was actually, I'd have been absolutely buzzing. I'll take that all day long, literally, to the point where. But just to lose in that manner after 90 minutes is soul destroying.
You saw history made though, mate.
Arsenal, good side to side.
The next Messi, apparently.
Yeah, no, I'm not sure about that. Side to side, fine. Arsenal going forward didn't really worry me that much, to be honest. But they're like control of the ball from defence to midfield, fantastic. But I was chatting to actually an Arsenal fan on the way out, and we were both in a bit of agreement. Do you remember when the years when, like, I'm not going to say them, but the red ones, and before that, City won the league? They were literally frightening, literally to the point where they were beating teams 5-1, 6-1, 7-2, and they were literally tearing people apart. Arsenal aren't tearing people apart. Yeah. They are winning games by staying in it, which is an ability and that fair play to them. But they aren't playing like really exciting, electric, flowing football. We made a mistake and we tried to push for a goal. And I'm so pleased for that kid. Like, every kid's dream is to play, if you're into football, is to play for a Premier League team and score a goal. I'm all for that. And I said to Joe on the way out, I said, like, brilliant for that kid. Like, what a night he's had. He's going to school on Monday. But can someone explain to me why match of the day have been, change the word, wax lyrical about that?
Look,
is that
he's
not
an
a simple
exciting talent.
goal?
Exciting talent.
But you've got no goalkeepers doing the goal. Is that not an easy goal?
Or I don't know, the way he headed it past that
Pressure,
first defender, then got the next defender.
He's a Premier League football player. Heading a ball past a defender. Give your head a wobble. I ain't buying that. I'm so pleased for him. I am so pleased for him to do that.
You look at Gyökeres though, like that's a 65, 75 million pound player, and look at him. Like he can't score. He gets tap-ins.
But I must say, Raya, great save. I think we had the better chances of the game, but we didn't win it. That's
No.
football, and probably that's why we are just below them European places, because we can't see that game out or win games when we need to. So yeah, fair play. We got what football really. We've done it to teams this year, so we've got to accept that that's going to happen to us.
Do you think with Arsenal, there was a lot of people a few weeks ago saying that this is the best Arsenal team, there's better than the Invincibles and all these other things as well. Do you think that actually they've had to be a bit more pragmatic because they haven't got the standard of players to beat the other teams
But
now?
I think they have. I think they have got the players, mate. You look at that team. They had Marawaki.
Well, he's not letting them. He's not letting them off the leash.
No, he's not letting them flow. Is what I'm thinking. To be fair, because mate, I'm not buying that they're the best team. That when I was growing up, that 99, 2000 season or whatever it was, with like Pat, Dixon, Winterburn, Seaman, Adams, Merson, Parler, they are light years, not ability-wise now, but they're light years above this team that is there at the moment. But fair play, they're probably going to win the league. And yeah.
Well,
yeah. And also, I don't like to agree with Steve Green all the time, but North London Forever, what a shit song that is.
It's the most cringiest, ickiest, as my kids would say.
The Death Star
ever.
The Death Star, which is what I call it, because I see it quite often. The stadium, which looked like Death Star, was the first, I would say, the era of the new stadiums. That's dated now, when you go in there.
Yeah.
I don't know if any of you boys have been. That's dated compared to Spurs.
Never go in. Got a friend who goes there quite
Everton,
a lot, obviously.
Wembley. I was speaking to an Arsenal fan, and the seats are fading, and it's weird how that was the pinnacle of football stadiums.
It's a library.
Yeah, and then it looks a bit dated.
What was the atmosphere like?
Because with the away fans, you're near a bloke that drums a lot. But if it weren't for that drum, and that probably 100 fans that are trying to be like the Dortmund wall, it would be fairly quiet.
Bless them.
They should be. They're going to win the league. They're going to. They're on for the quadruple, aren't they? So, fairly hell, should be good.
Did you see
let's move on.
Yeah,
that was decent. Yeah,
that was good. Eze's goal on Wednesday, Tuesday was sublime.
Yeah, that was Avit.
They've got a chance. They can go all the way. There's only them and the other ones left now, isn't there? In the Champions League. So
on that side, it's an easy draw, and not easier draw than the other side, I think. And
Watch Bayern.
I think Bayern are the teams who's going to do it. And what about that? Arsenal Bayern the final. Harry Kane scoring. Come on, I'm watching that. Come on.
What if he scored an OG?
Harry Kane, he'll score 2 on the other end. Don't worry, he's that type of player.
He's
such a good player. Well, shut up.
Arsenal youth as well.
Calm down. Yeah. Vengeance. That's what we call it. Chelsea 0, Newcastle 1. Chelsea wheels are coming off. A lot of pressure on him now as well, especially after the midweek European games as well. And Newcastle ticking along, doing all right in the league, but
they're going to finish 7th.
They fell apart as well. Europe. They just haven't got the squad.
They're going to finish 7th. I'm saying it now.
Thanks.
They're for 7th.
Penfold at Chelsea though, and his pen. They just don't get him, do they? They don't like him.
But he didn't have the backing before, did he? So when he drew a few games, everyone was like, "Oh, that's a bit boring." As soon as he lost a couple of games, they're like, "Oh, let's go after him now," because he didn't have the backing to start with. When he won a few games at the start, everyone was like, "Well, that's not in the script." But now,
it's never going to work. It was never going to work. I don't know whether it's all just clickbait, but I heard that Gary O'Neill was lined up to replace him. Well, he's currently the Strasbourg manager where Rosinia came from. He's not a Chelsea manager. He's not a top 5-6 manager. There's no way he is. And I don't understand why they did it. They got battered by PSG.
De Zerbi would fit in there, wouldn't he? That's the sort of manager they would want to free flow in. I think
they want someone to toe the line. They want someone that toes the line in the business model, and De Zerbi's not going to do that. He kicked his toys out his pram at that lot down the road and left. Oh yeah,
Sean Dyche is available.
They're talking about him for your place, Chris. Don't take him away from there. They're talking about him.
No, we don't need him now. Mate, it's sorted. Don't worry. We're fine. We'll be fine. How things change in a couple of games, unbelievable. I think Chelsea in particular, I think that nobody likes people. Well, people are a bit skeptical of people who are a little bit different, and he didn't really endear himself to the fans to start off with anyway. You know, there was mindset mantra and things like that, which is important. But when you're really the memes out there and all these other things,
what about the referee that won't move, just surrounded by the ball huddle? That was funny watching the referee in the middle of the ball huddle.
It would have been funnier if the referee put both his hands up in the air as well and like spun around. That would have been excellent. But Newcastle getting a good result there against Chelsea, to be honest. But yeah, I think you're right. They're going to finish where they finish. We'll have a look at the league in a minute. And then, oh my word, City, what are you doing to me as a Spurs fan? And in fact, any fans who don't want Arsenal to win the league. West Ham won, Man City won. Not sure if anybody pointed this out on the... Was it you, Steve? You said you're going to be a draw? Yeah, nice.
No, I said West Ham 1-0, but I thought West Ham would fight. City... Yeah, they just weren't at the race.
Did I say it would be 1-1?
Yeah, I think you did. I think
I did say I had a feeling 1-1. Yeah. I thought it would be 1-1. I just had a feeling that West Ham were going to get something out of it. They're at home, and they obviously did. And to be honest, looking at, I didn't watch the whole match. I watched the highlights. They played well themselves.
I watched it. They
decent.
fought. That was the thing. They fought. The crowd were on their side for a change, and they knocked it around well. I thought they did really well. City just weren't at the races. The one thing though, what's the central defender called at West Ham? Manopoulos. The ball that he got in the face from Haaland, from like 10 foot away. Oh my God! There's a still shot of the ball hitting his face. The ball has concaved to the shape of his face. How that bloke got up after being hit like that? It was so powerful. But yeah, West Ham did well. Fair play to them.
That was the highlight of the match.
To be honest, it was the highlight of the match.
Get a result. What about that bloke's face?
Honestly, mate, check out the still. It's ridiculous.
Can I raise a question about Foden on the World Cup?
No,
he's not.
Well, you can raise the question. He's not
going to be there, is he? We had a conversation about a couple of weeks ago on the podcast about midfielders, World Cup and stuff. We were worried about Foden. Do you think he's going to be in there? Because you've got. By the way, I can't see Max Damon being called up. If he is, that's a waste of a position.
What? Absolute,
mate. Look at the media.
No, definitely not.
No, definitely
the problem is there's too many.
How have you got Kieran Dewsbury Hall that can play football and he's old enough to not? How? Oh man, just move on. But ignore me. Move on. I don't want to.
But Foden. That's the original question. Foden, not doing enough.
I'll take Foden over Cole Palmer. I think Cole Palmer's well
striking.
But you've got Eze, you've got Palmer, you've got Foden. Who else? Dewsbury Hall potentially. You've got Bellingham.
I'll take Palmer over Eze, only because, well, in fact, they're both in and out, and Eze's probably in better form. You're probably right.
Yeah, this is it. Like 4 weeks ago, Eze was, what Arsenal fans were saying. Oh, he's rubbish. Send him back to Palace. And what's happened? Now all of a sudden, I'm getting text messages on Wednesday morning going, oh, the boy's back. Look at that goal. Palace reject, but he's really grown at Arsenal. I was like, hang on a second. 4 weeks ago, you're saying he's crap. You got 68 million quid out of us.
I'll take fickle him life back. Of a fan.
Mate, I'll take him back in a heartbeat. We've missed him massively.
Who wouldn't want him in your team? That's just ridiculous.
100%. Yeah, definitely. And same with Cole Palmer, to be fair. But I think, I don't know what's happened with Cole Palmer. He obviously that injury came back.
He don't want to be there.
I think that's right. If he doesn't believe in the manager, I think that's right.
He wants to go back. If you hear what they say, he wants to go back to North. He's missing, and that's why the Man United link came, because he wants to go back that way.
Would you see him sitting there replacing Fernandes? Or Casemiro is going anyway, so I think he'd be a good position for that. He's that type of player.
You're probably not wrong there, Chris, because Casemiro's wages are massive. So if you had to pay him a lot, you're only swapping his wages for that. I think Casemiro's on like 400 grand a week or something daft, and he didn't want to come. When he was at Real Madrid, he didn't want to go.
That would work well. I'd say it would struggle because you've got Mbeno and you've got, who's the other lad, Cunha. And I thought this season, where do they all fit into that side? But as much as I hate United, fair play to them. They've got a tune out of them, or Carrick has. So, yeah, Fernandes went. Cole Palmer going in there as the playmaker. I think that would work really well. Would he, though, after being a City boy? I think he would.
Do you know what? The weirder things happen. I bet he'll just go back to Man City. They'll just PSR, whatever. It doesn't matter. They'll just buy him. Like, all right, come back then.
Yeah.
They could do with him. It's a difficult time for City. Let's have a look at the rest of the matches. Sunday, Palace 0, Leeds 0.
I didn't watch it. I couldn't be asked. After Thursday 0-0 against Larnaca, I said to the kids, I was like, this will be a rubbish game.
I said to Jai, I bet Steve, when they lost to Larnaca, I was like, we've got him to literally message him. I was like, I bet he's walking around, literally just kicking things at his house. Like, just go, mate, they are an awful football team. I've seen your walk out from it's on the social media this morning, your walk from the dressing room to the stadium. It's like going to Plymouth Argyle.
Yeah. Mate, we were shite on Thursday. We were shite on Sunday. It was Mother's Day, so there was no way I was going to make Kate sit and watch football for 2 hours. So I took her out, and I'm glad I did because, again, it was 0-0. I don't think we had a shot on target. And bearing in mind they lost a player in like the 40th minute, they missed a penalty in the 45th minute. We didn't have a shot, and you got Glasner now kicking off in the interviews before the Larnaca game this week, going, "Oh, what do you mean? What do you mean? Like, Palace have always been a relegation threatened side, and look at me, and it's like, well, hang on a second, like we've lost our complete threat as an
mate. I'm going to say it as well.
Side.
When your matey boy came back on up front, you look loads better. You generally look loads better.
What, Mateta?
Yeah, when he came on, mate, you may hate him. I was thinking to myself earlier, I was thinking, you can come to Merseyside if you don't want to go to AC Milan, because he not saying Strand did anything wrong, but he was a handful.
Different type of player, isn't he?
But my kids were booing, like Mateta was warming up, and bearing in mind my kids have held hands with that guy and walked up the touchline 18 months ago. They were like, "No, Dad, no, boo, boo, boo." But the interesting thing is they're saying that Dean Henderson, the goalkeeper, is poorly, and he missed the Leeds game and Benitez played. Apparently he's not playing the Larnaca game because he's still ill. Now he at the moment is club captain after Gahey left. He has been quite vocal in how Mateta was during the transfer window in January and how, he's not part of the team, he's not a teammate and blah, blah, blah. Now all of a sudden, JP comes back into the side for the Larnaca game, comes on for the Leeds game, and Henderson's nowhere to be seen. I think there's issues there. Defo.
He could be right.
Defo.
Voting with his feet, etc. Christ.
I don't think he wants to play.
Good point for Leeds. To be honest, mate, you got a point. And if you start any of the teams around there, if you start not picking points up, and other teams, I'm not saying Spurs are going to win more.
Big let off.
Hopefully this Sunday. Yeah. That was.
Yeah.
And they've seen
what it was.
Penalty,
Well, I think his left foot was too close to his right foot as he hit it from looking at the images. But yeah, I'll take the point.
For him, I reckon,
Oh, really?
Yep.
Who else would you take?
Chris? Would you take him?
I'll take Max Dowman over him.
Right, Steve, I'm going to get off this in a minute if you keep talking like that. Would you take him, Chris?
No. You got to ask her who else is there. I think we've gone to the days where we've got Ian Wright as a third choice striker. It doesn't happen.
Who have you actually an out forward? You've got your mate Harry, and then you've got
my mate.
Yeah, you love him, don't you, Harry Kane? Then you've got Ollie Watkins. And so after that,
hit and miss Ollie Watkins.
After that, though, the lad's probably got a chance, hasn't he?
Well, yeah, you're clutching at Solanke and people like that.
Yes, lad's got a chance, hasn't he?
Yeah, Solanke's not.
Probably has, to be fair. Depends how they play, but then teams don't really play with an out-and-out striker, do they? They pack the midfield and get more goals out of midfield than they do strikers, unless it's Haaland.
Yeah, I think we'll see what happens. I mean, Harry Kane is, you're not going to take any minutes off him unless he needs a rest or he's injured. So, and what would you? He's the best. Yeah, he is. So you need to look after him. But at the same point, for what he's done this season, now he's in 50 goals for the Champions League as well with all those other star players. Why he's not in the conversation for? I am biased, but Ballon d'Or. He has done phenomenal this season. He really has. He's a class player.
Ballon d'Or.
Ballon d'Or. Harry Kane, Ballon d'Or.
The nearest I got to Ballon d'Or was the ice cream. Anyway, let's move on. We had Man U 3, Aston Villa 1. Aston Villa, where are you? Has anybody seen Aston Villa? My God. They are.
I know. Falling away.
Yeah. Is that because they lost those tight games and then not in contention for the title? And did he really believe in that? I don't know.
Yeah, but weirdly though, they're still with Chelsea losing. It's only giving Liverpool ammo. They let that goal in. So really, that game hasn't really affected Villa. They're still fourth. So yeah.
Well, Man United is a winner at the end of the day. Man United, as you said, Steve, hats off to him. He's got to tune out those players, and consistently got some good
results.
The guy still hasn't cut his hair, has he? Has he won 5 in a row yet? No, he hasn't, has he?
No, he hasn't won 5 in a row yet.
No one cares about that guy's hair anymore. Come on, do they? If I was his girlfriend, if indeed he does have a girlfriend, I'm sure he does. Then you would, when he's asleep, just shave it off, get it over.
His mum.
Yeah, Mum, what have you done?
Mama.
Then we had Forest 0, Fulham 0.
Oh,
I'm not sure on that. I mean,
God damn you, Forest! I want Forest to win it.
Yeah, Fulham
didn't watch the highlights. I don't know who was the better side. I don't know. They didn't watch
Jay
it.
will tell us. Jay, do you watch it?
Yeah, Forest. And do you know what? They was one of them ones where if it was Steve Green and happened to Palace, he'd be losing it. The clear daylight rule. Have you seen that? You may not have seen it. The stills. The offside is like the very tip of, I can't remember if it's his finger or his foot. And I mean, talking like you couldn't, the line wasn't even thick enough to do it.
But was it a nose? Was it a nose? You can't beat that this season, surely.
No, Jesus put it in for him and they literally went wild, obviously beating Fulham, and it got offside. And I couldn't even see the line. You had to it was that thin, the line for offside, and they got the goal disallowed. Yeah. Clear daylight was not. It wasn't even. They were it was literally like the line was like that. And you couldn't do it.
They've got to change this rule. It's ridiculous.
Well, let's move on from there. A good point for both sides, to be honest. Getting something out of it, and yeah, Forest, by the sounds of it, should have possibly got a bit more from it, being at home as well. And then we moved on to Liverpool versus Tottenham, and
damn it,
finished 1-1. And from the second half, in fact, most of the game we were so much better. The second half in particular, we really stepped up and got the goal there as well. 1-1, got the point. I didn't expect that. I'd written this game off the way we were playing, and it is the hope that kills you. And suddenly you've got a little bit of maybe we'll be okay. And you just want, your boy did the business for us. He loves it, but you knew it from the end as well. You knew that was going to happen.
He's so unlikable.
My boy.
He's so unlikable. It's ridiculous.
Can I ask a question about VAR on the pullback? Van Dijk on Richarlison's shoulder is basically all over him as well, and yet. Week before, Van der Ven gets pulled up to sent off for pulling the guy's arm right in front.
Check the badge first, then check the VAR. What kit are they wearing?
Are you saying that Liverpool have been victimised again?
Victimised? They've been helped, yeah.
They're always victims. Yeah.
Yeah. It's we haven't had a penalty this season. Put it that way.
You're not.
For a start, no. In fact, apart from. At time of recording last night's European game where we did get a penalty. Shocking. But good result for us. Looking at the league. Here we go. So, as you said, Jay, Aston Villa still sort of thereabouts, really. Liverpool.
Look at that. Look, lost 3 games in a row and they're still 4th.
Yeah. But they could drop to 6th quite quickly.
Yeah, 1 win in 6. You would say that's mid-table form.
But normally, if you'd lost 3 in a row, Steve, you'd be out of that, wouldn't you? Gone.
Yeah. Oh, Chelsea have helped them, haven't they? Look at that.
But you see people taking points off. People taking points off everybody, really. Even like Bournemouth, and they're in 10th as well. No losses. They've got something out of every game, which is really impressive. To be honest,
I just think Newcastle will have to get that 7th spot to have. They might not want to play in it, but they'll need that for the PSR.
Well, Matey Boy's going, isn't he? There's the midfielder, Tonali. He's to go anyway, I think. So that'll be interesting to see if they can keep hold of him and some other players.
Has he had a bet on it?
I haven't had a bet on it. No.
No, has he had a bet on it?
Oh right, yes. I couldn't possibly confirm or deny, mate. But at the top of the thing, obviously 9 points ahead now. With a game in hand, I think it is definitely Arsenal's, isn't it? As we thought, it's definitely still theirs to lose. So
yeah, we have to hear that song, aren't we, when they win it? The thing is, I think that they're at our ground, the last game of the season. I ain't
Mate, I'm not going. Okay, bottom of the league. Well, made it interesting. At one point, we had the same points, obviously, as Forest, as I'm talking about Spurs, Forest and West Ham as well. Managed to get that 1 point there as well, pushes ahead. And big game this week, which we'll look at the end of the podcast as well. Spurs versus Forest. That is definitely a 6-pointer. That will propel us up and brings Leeds into trouble as well if they don't win. So I'm not sure they're playing, but we'll have a look at that in a minute.
Do you think it's Leeds down that are in trouble rather than Palace down in that table?
Yeah, 100%.
7 points, you're fine, mate. Yeah, we can't make up. It's doubtful that any team's going to get. I'll say that. Mate, it depends on it. The problem is, your club, and you know that it could quite easily happen because you've already stated that Henderson is fantastic. He saved a lot of points for you this year. He's had a great season, and he's a great captain. If he's
you're not 3 wins and a draw worse than West Ham, Nottingham Forest, Tottenham, or Leeds.
Well, we've got 9 games, haven't we? So
how many?
9 games left.
8 games.
8 games, is it?
It's momentum, though, isn't it? It's momentum. Yeah. If you get momentum, you get to the last day of the season. I mean, it could get, but you shouldn't be any trouble now. I mean, you're going to pick up a point, 2 points, and you didn't lose at the weekend. You just drew, so you got another point as well. So
not a chance you're going down. That's 4 of them games. You've got to lose. They've got to win 3 and draw to get on the same points as you.
I think we're okay. It's just it plays in your back of your head.
The one out of them that I think is weirdly going to be okay is West Ham.
Yeah, I think Nottingham, they're playing tonight,
Forest.
aren't they? Forest are playing tonight, isn't they? So I think if they get knocked out, they can concentrate fully on the league. They'll be okay. But Leeds...
Apparently they're not playing Gibbs-White, Anderson, centre-half, Murillo. They're not playing him apparently tonight.
Well, it's the right thing to do, isn't it? You've got to concentrate on the match ahead.
But funny though, every fan that's a club supporter of one of those clubs, like I've got a Forest mate, and he is the same as you, Chris. It's West Ham I'm worried about. I'm not worried about anybody else but West Ham. So I think Forest might go down. I think you'll be all right. If you play like you did last night, you will be fine. 100%. You play bloody good football.
We're not usually talk about European stuff, but let's just say last night, the European match with Spurs, it was such a good match to watch.
Yeah.
It was full of endeavour, full of grit, determination. I've said it before many times on the podcast. Archie Gray, some boy. But
didn't you think last night, Chris? And I looked at your team. I got in from football training and put it on TV. And one thing I'd say about it is, and we're just layman compared to Premier League football managers, but didn't you think your players are playing all in the right positions last night?
Yeah.
You looked at it and you thought, he's playing where he should be. He's playing where he should be. And I think that's like the people like Poro coming back and that. I think it helps out because I think you've got players playing where they actually should be playing.
Yeah, you're right. And
it just makes better.
It's not rocket science, and we didn't do a back 3, you did back 4. It was much more structured. We're just lacking players, and the players are coming back now. We've got a doggy start, came on yesterday, and Bergvall, which is great, but they look rusty, especially Bergvall.
He did. He
plays on the edge, he gave the ball away a few times. But I mean, the lads who actually started, I looked at the team and thought, okay, Solanke's not playing, great, another injury. That boy, Christ. Every time, little injury, little strain.
Yeah, but are we having to rush him back?
Brilliant. Tell was good. Take a lot of shit.
I didn't know he was a footballer until last night. The stuff I've seen, he's been absolute pony. And then last night, I was like, Jesus Christ, where's he come from?
Yeah,
he was spot on.
It was decent.
Yeah. Anyway, enough Spurs. Let's not talk about Spurs anymore.
No. Let's remove that from the thing.
Let's talk about Wolves.
Well, I mean, let's have Wolves, etc. I think they've. I like Wolves. They've done all right. Obviously,
you missed the Monday night game off there, but they did come back from 2-0 down.
Did I?
Yeah, he did. Didn't want to mention it, but don't worry.
They came back from 2-0 down.
What the hell?
It was at the top of the. It was at the top of the older fixtures.
There you go.
Oh. Okay. 2-2. Yeah, Wolves.
Yeah.
Brentford 2. Wolves 2. Decent. They're still getting points, aren't they? I mean, too little, too late. But they're going down with their heads had hard. To be fair, compared to what they started at
for next year.
Yeah, definitely. I think they're doing the right stuff, aren't they? At the end of the day, because if you go down and you've got nothing about you, it must be a massively hard slog in the summer, in particular. So definitely. Right, Jay, over to you. You're going to say something you've seen in the news there as well about.
Yeah, a bit topical. What's
agency
been put in the estate agency and the national news, to be fair, about a young girl that had been for a apprenticeship. I believe it was for a role with the corporate agent, and she was turned down because her car didn't meet their company car policy.
This is the title: Woman not shortlisted for job as car is too old.
Yeah, and that made national news, and I thought it's quite a topical thing to talk about. It's not too far from where I am. It was in Nottingham, and what did we think to that? What did we feel as business owners or people? Obviously, I haven't got staff, so I can't say that. But people owners and obviously things like that. So, what do you think to that?
Well, a question: when did they see her car during the interview process? Or do they have a form that they ask them? What are they driving?
Maybe she'd been shortlisted and they said, "Tell me about your car."
I don't think in my 20 odd years of doing this job, I've ever asked them about their car. Like, have you got a clean driving license? You know, are you willing to get business insurance to take people in the car if need be? But I don't say, what car are you driving? How old is it? What's the condition of it?
Maybe she got the job. Maybe she got the job, and she had to give the details of the car for.
Because you have to provide your insurance, don't you? Yeah. Some companies will make you, if you're going out on appointments, will make you provide. This is a comment.
This is a comment from the story, and again, it's all it's a statement from the particular agency. It's extremely important that people who work for us use reliable vehicles for their own personal safety, particularly when they travel many miles each day and often work alone. Right, I get that, but who's to say that a 2014 Citroen C1 is more reliable than a 3-year-old Kia?
Yeah, and your Citroen C1 because they did comment on it, didn't they? Said it only done 40,000 miles. So there's an element there of a car that's that old, it's done 40,000 miles, or been a workhorse that's 3 years old, that's done 120,000 miles.
You don't look after a car or service a car, no matter what age, it's going to be FUCK'd at some point, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, if it's in garage, it used to be owned by her gran, for instance, it's done 2,000 miles, it's going to be in a much better condition, surely. I don't get that at all.
But you could have a new electric car and have a recall within 6 months, and then it's out of play for 2, 4 weeks, 6 weeks, whatever. Like look at Land Rover and Jaguar parts. You can't get hold of them for, 4 months or whatever. Dave in the office lost his F-Pace for God knows how long. Doesn't got a replacement car. Had to borrow his son's. Like, stuff happens.
Yeah.
To any age car. You can't discriminate because of an age of a car. It's just.
I used to drive up to stuff, and it depends. Also, you have to company image. I get.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking about.
So if you're driving up to somewhere, fine. I used to drive away. I was always taught not to park outside a house. Walk up to the house, so park away from it, walk up, you get a better feeling from that as well. And also, people say, where did you park? I said, I park down the street. I like to walk up the street beforehand to get a feel of the area and the road. And it starts your preamble for your evaluation anyway. But if your car's a wreck and you're going to see a £1 million house, then it's more likely they're going to take it.
But if I had Aston Martin DBS and I turned up in that, you're going to get some people turn around and go, you're a flash git. Yeah. If I turn up in a C1 Citroen that's 16 years old or whatever, then they might turn around and say, oh yeah, they're not selling much because of the car. You cannot win with British people. No. You can't win. Like,
and that's what I don't use
my van. I don't use my van for appointments because I feel that people are going to judge me because I'm driving a transporter van. I use my electric car. I shouldn't have to feel like that, but I know people will judge me.
And I think you've got elements of it where and I thought it was a good topic because about image, like Christian said, about images there, about your company image and your brand. But I know that agents used to use it against people. They'd go, all you're doing, paying the higher fee, you're paying for his car. Do you know what I mean? They used to use, like you just said, Steve, they'd use it. Yeah. So you can't, like you said, how can you win? But as we sit here today, what am I wearing? If you're not watching this, I'm wearing a suit. I've got 5 valuations today.
He's not wearing a suit,
Birthday suit.
He's got a hat. Yeah. He's wearing a birthday suit and a hat.
Yeah. I'm like the anchor man from here downwards. But yeah, so it's sort of like company image. Is it right? Is it wrong? And that's probably the biggest dilemma I've had since I've been doing this. Is what do you wear a suit? Because obviously every other agent where I live wears a suit. Do you wear a suit? Do you not?
Can I ask you a question about it, Jay? In your, when you started off, obviously you've been going for a few months now. You did your social media stuff in particular, and you've got your Jamsons sort of polo shirt and stuff like that, which is good. What made you go for that on the social media, and then you day to day is the shirt and tie and suit?
So
what are you choosing? Good question.
Are you still trying to find that sort of middle ground on it?
Here's what.
Or did you have to buy a new suit? Is that why?
I'm letting you into a big secret. Into a big secret here.
Go.
I will record either in my suit or in that 3/4 zip jumper, and I record content dependent on what I think the content's going to be. The market it's received by is what I wear.
Bloody hell. Because that was a more educated answer than I thought you were going to say. I just thought you said,
and it's a lot deeper.
But I'm on a day.
Probably not real. I've told you boys before off it. I'm a real thinker, so I think what it is and what would offend somebody and what wouldn't offend somebody. So I actually create the. Besides, I've like Sunday. I'm doing recording on Sunday in my office, and what I record will be what I wear, and that's where if I'm still at the point where rightly or wrongly, and people can comment. If I don't know you and I'm coming to value your house, I will still wear a suit because that's just where I've brought up. I still wear. There's not a business day I've not worn a double cuff shirt.
Nice.
In the whole time I've been an estate agent, because when I started a estate agency, I had to wear a suit, double cuffs, tied to a certain length.
But you feel comfortable in that as well, so it helps you in your ability to actually get your.
And I've got valuations today. I've got. First one on the market of agent, don't know me, not been recommended, but knows the brand. Second one been recommended to me, but I don't know them. Third one came into my office for evaluation. Fourth one on the market of agent been recommended, but I don't know any of these people personally. So I've just reverted back to wearing a suit because that's what every other agent will. But I've just got some polo shirts for summer because I can't wait to wear a polo shirt. I've not, in 22 years, not been able to wear a branded polo shirt for work in the summer. I've always worn a suit in 42 degrees. A beanhead like me that shouldn't be anywhere near daylight has been dripping in a suit for 22 years. So I have got that flexibility, but it's that image, and it was probably the hardest thing I've had to do is decide suit or no suit.
Mate, I was laughing there purely because I just saw the epitaph there on your headstone. Jamie Asland, a real thinker.
Yes. You know, surprise you, but
the thinker's man.
The thinker's man. Yeah.
Might surprise you. But yeah, there's the answer to the question. So if you go through my content, I've done YouTube videos talking about probate and divorces and professional valuations in a suit. I've talked to first-time buyers in a 3/4 zip jumper because they're comfortable with that. They're actually find it standoffish when you're wearing a suit when you go into a first-time buyer.
Do you think also that a little bit is you finding where you feel yourself comfortable in your new owner role as well? And Steve, you can probably interject on this as well. I don't know when you started. It's different going out and being the main man, isn't it? And
yeah. Well, when I left my previous company before that to join the next one, when was that? 2014. I arrived in a blue suit, jacket, white shirt, red tie. Very estate agency. I had the interview at like 7 a.m. in the morning, and the first thing the MD said to me was, "If you join me here, you can lose that jacket and you can lose that tie, chinos and shirt. That's what I want us to be about. I think you'll bridge that gap between agent and client because wearing a suit gives that kind of standoff effect. Like desks. Sometimes you don't sit behind a desk and have a meeting with a client. You go around. You take them if you've got one, like a reception area, etc., etc." And I've continued that into this. Like, obviously got the gilet on, but I'll wear this up until, I don't know, April, May time, and then I'll just wear shirt and chinos. I probably would love to wear a polo shirt, but I'm going to move on to another sort of discriminative subject. I have tattoos on my arms.
Yeah.
So I'm not.
Have you had negative reaction to that, or do you think it's that you thinking that you might have negativity from it?
No, like for the listeners, I got 2 full arm sleeves, and I haven't had any negative. I don't wear short sleeve shirts. I never have done, even pre-tattoos. But I've been on valuations where the cuffs of my sleeves have risen up a little bit, and I've seen their eyes clock my wrists, and go, oh, I don't know what they're thinking. They might not be thinking anything, but in my head, particularly if you're going to a property that's 7, 8, 900 grand, or they're a surgeon, a solicitor, a lawyer, whatever, quite a powerful job. I'm sat there thinking, they're judging me, they're judging me, they're judging me. I think tattoos are more socially acceptable now, but they're not completely there. But yeah, what's the original question?
When I worked in my when I worked in my previous role, Steve, just getting to that, it wasn't the current MD actually, it was a gentleman that's unfortunately passed away before that. He said to me, "We have no tattoos on show." I said, "Oh, okay, no worries. No, you won't get away with it now." And he said, "Let me tell you," he said, "not having a tattoo's never offended anybody, but having a tattoo could offend somebody." And I mean, we're talking early 2000s, so that's a long, long time ago. And I was like, all right. And but back then, if you had a white shirt on and you had a tribal tattoo, which is a big thing back in the day.
Through, yeah.
Mate, you'd get absolutely. Oh man, you'd have to go put a blazer on and stuff. But I think now though, one thing I would say is solicitors, like you said, professional jobs, they have tattoos. So
they do.
Solicitors. There's a solicitor around here, really great guy. Drives a fantastic car, really nice guy, but he is literally from there downwards covered in tattoos.
But that shouldn't dictate whether or not you're actually good at your job, should it?
No, you're right.
Influences it, but yeah.
It's appearance and what you're comfortable with. And I think that comes down to, and I would say once this generation we've got now, like, dare I say it, my mum's age is gone. I'm sure, like Steve said, the tattoo thing and piercings is softening now, isn't it, to be fair?
I remember 20 odd years ago, I applied for the police and I got the application form, and one of them in there is we do not accept tattoos. There's no tattoos on show at all. You look around now and you see the police officers with their gilet jackets, whatever, they're wearing black polo shirts. They are covered. I don't look at them and judge them any differently, but it's amazing how in that 20 odd years that's changed. But I think when you go into someone's house, I cover mine up. That's just a personal thing.
Just the record, mate. I reckon you'd look wicked in a long sleeve polo shirt and a pair of chino shorts. There you go. There's your answer. That's the way around it.
Yeah, my manly cycling legs. Trouble is, yeah. Wow. I'm not going to comment on that.
Would you wear? What would you wear on the feet though? And would you sock it or not?
Oh, definitely. Definitely
with socks.
Just kick him off. Yeah. We go out to his house.
Sandals and socks, knee-high socks. Why not? Go all out.
What if you actually decided to actually do in-depth marketing on the individuals you're going to see and actually mirror, because obviously that's a sales technique, what they would wear day to day by looking at their social media profiles, and actually if they are...
If you had to go to a Brighton fan. You have to wear a Brighton shirt, wouldn't it?
Well, just go to Tesco's and get a bag and put it over my head. It's the same thing.
Oh, that's a different story.
Steve, would you ever turn down a listing if it was actually, we really like you, but we've just got to, when we come back from the Brighton match this weekend, we'll speak to you about it? You're like, oh, sorry, I can't make it next week.
Business is business. Business is business. I tell you, years ago I used to smoke, and I remember I love valuing properties. That is my passion. It always has been. But I remember my previous boss, did like a mystery shop and sent me out to a property. And it was back in the day when I used to smoke, and I smoked rollies. I had a fag on the way in the car and threw it out about 4 miles away from the house. Did this valuation, worked my arse off, blah, 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 came out. My boss rang me up. He said, I got some feedback for you. I did a mystery shop. I was like, what's that? He said, the one you went to in Chudley, Beechwood Avenue. I was like, oh, okay. He said, they thought you were amazing. They thought you were really informative, fantastic estate agent, nice guy. There's 2 things. One, they could smell stale cigarette smoke on you. I was like, really? And the other one was you were wearing a V-neck jumper over a white shirt, and it was not ironed. They could see it on the V-neck there. And I was devastated. I can lose stuff on price. I can lose stuff on fee. But because they said that, and I never, ever smoked again on the way to an appointment because of that.
Good feedback.
Did you iron your shirt?
Hell yeah. It was one of those lazy mornings. You're like, oh shit, I got no shirt. Oh, I'll just chuck a jumper over a shirt and still look okay. But yeah, they sell us too casual. But then it was he was the one that didn't want the suits. So is it too casual?
He was also probably like, are you sure? Is there anything else which maybe
I
an
suppose
appearance and stuff like that? Maybe he was egging for some of that feedback as well, maybe.
I suppose if you didn't wear a suit, you've got to be, in my probably world there, everything else has got to be crystal clear. You've got to have everything else has got to be on point. So you couldn't have a suit that's not pristine, if you know what I mean. You've got to have it, your shirt's got to be, your jumper's got to be,
because it stands out.
Point.
Yeah, if you're wearing a shirt and tie and a full suit, but you haven't had a shave and your hair's a mess, then it doesn't look anywhere near as good, does it? You need to be sharp, don't you, as well?
Yeah, definitely. But like going back to the original thing, it's like, where does that line? Like we're talking about a car that's too old, but you don't know whether she's a smoker or she's got tattoos. And what does it matter at the end of the day? If she can do the job, like any man or woman, like, you know. Do I look at people's GCSEs? Do I look at people's GCSEs in an interview? No. I look at the person sat in front of me and go, is this the right fit for the brand? Can I work with this person? Can the team work with this person, etc.?
But you definitely look at it at some point if they're admin or something like that, because that is important. You need to be coherent and be able to reply to an email in the right way as well.
Yeah, yeah.
I guess it's just the balance in there. The getting the right person who fits your brand is really.
You can be the brightest person in the world and have no personality, and in this job, you've got to have a personality. You've got to be able to communicate. You know, there's
how
enough
many times we
now.
Said people buy people, 100%.
Yeah, and like, you know, Christ, if they can't, you know, write an email, you can chuck it into ChatGPT, and you know, it'll sort it out for you. Hello.
The ironic thing for that particular story, which we started this conversation off anyway, it was as a corporate agent, and I know for a fact that particular corporate agent has company cars. So interesting.
It's going to be damaging, isn't it? It's going to be damaging that. Well, we said this about purple bricks and all the rest of it last year with the kind of compulsory selling and all the rest of it. It hasn't really affected Connells down here. It hasn't affected. Well, purple bricks really are the thing down here, but it certainly hasn't affected Connells. And look what they're doing. So it would be chip paper, but it's not right. It's definitely not right.
I think. I mean, she obviously. It's a story because it just starts a bit of a debate on just general acceptedness and things like that. I mean, I wonder what would have happened if they actually were, you know, an absolutely brilliant person had been in the agency experience already. Maybe it's just using it as an excuse. Maybe I don't know, but yeah, quite interested to know where you draw the line and stuff, and you know, whether or not she actually had the interview beforehand and passed that, and absolutely brilliant, and then came into it and actually is that what you're driving, is it? And maybe it was an agent who wanted that snob factor. They have a class level where they wanted to all their people to drive cars which were aspirational cars, maybe, but you should provide that then, shouldn't you?
You should provide it if that's what you want. You provide that, and you say, "Here's the car." You're not picking. This is the car. Here's the car.
Yeah. Well, certainly a way to lose money and save on the corporation tax if they're a successful agent. So, crack on, buy them a car.
By all accounts, reading the review and seeing the pictures there as well, I think she'll probably get a job anyway from it, which would be good because there will be people who want to have a an agent.
I'd employ her. I'd give her a car as well. I'd employ her. Give her a car.
You wouldn't even look at the GCSEs, would you? A levels.
Absolutely nothing. If you can't talk to people, you can't do this job. Simple.
We were saying that just a minute ago, Jay. Exactly the same thing. Is it the right fit for your business, and then work from that, and actually how can you help them actually make the best of what they've got to enable you to have a successful business as well. So there we go. Okay, well, that's enough of that chat. There's no answer to it. It's just, I guess, as long as you don't get sued. You just because that's the whole point of it. The tribunals and stuff like that. It's a really
it's a policy, I suppose. So they'll stand by their policy, won't they?
It can't be a policy that a car's got to be less than 3 years old or whatever.
Company, mine was the same when I had mine last job about appearance and what it was. It's their company car policy, isn't it? And that might not be right, but they've stood by their policy.
Well, I was saying to Jay as well, just a minute ago, to Steve, that ironically, that particular agent does have, in other branches I know in my area, does definitely provide company cars. So
branded,
Definite. Right, let's have a crack on with the rest of the matches then. Over to you, Jay. What's coming up? I don't know why that's highlighted in green, by the way. Anyway,
it's fine. First night is obviously Friday night football. So we've got AFC Bournemouth versus Manchester United.
1-0. I'll go 1-0 United. 1-0 United for me.
I'm going to go draw 1-1.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a draw as well. As you said, with regards to the just looking back at the leagues there as well. Where are we? Bournemouth. Yeah, they've not lost anything they've not lost anything for quite a while, and I think they'll continue that as well. I'm going for a 2-2.
Oh, I like it, Desmond.
Desmond.
We move on
straight in with Desmond.
Exactly. We quickly move on to Saturday with a 12:30 kickoff. Brighton and Hove Albion at home to Liverpool. This is a battle of who we don't want to win this, Steve, isn't it?
2-1 Liverpool.
I can see Brighton getting something from this, you know.
I can see either a draw or a Liverpool win, maybe.
I'm going to go for Desmond. 2-2.
I'm going to go for reverse what you said. 1-1.
Okay. And then we move on to the 3 o'clocks. Fulham versus Burnley.
2-0 Fulham.
At home? Yeah, I reckon they'll do it. 2-1 Fulham.
Yeah. 2-0 Fulham.
2-0. All like that. And then Man City have got a lucky escape. They've not got Palace visiting them, so they've been let off for the weekend. So that's match postponed. Really? Then we move to the 5:30 game, which is Everton at home to Chelsea. I'm
going for an Everton win on this one.
Absolutely not.
I am. I'm going for 2-1.
I feel it'll be a 1-1 draw.
Yeah, I was going to say 1-0 Everton, but I think I'm going to push towards a draw. Sorry, 1-1.
I'll take them results, though, boys, if we can. I'll take any of that, to be fair. And then a game where Leeds are at home under the lights on a Saturday night. It's 8 o'clock, Leeds versus Brentford. I don't think that'll be easy for Leeds, but Leeds are at home, so I might say they might edge that 2-1.
1-0 Leeds.
I'm going the other way around. I'm going to go either for 1-0 Brentford or 2-1 Brentford.
And you get Brentford results right, to be fair. So
well, I've got more, not recently, mate, to be fair, but yeah. I don't know. Just got a feeling on that one. I also want it to happen. I want Leeds to be drawn into it. So
yeah. And then Super Sunday, that's an early kickoff. Oh, that's why. It's
why is that?
Weird derby. Newcastle are at home to Sunderland. Obviously, Sunderland pipped them, I think, at their place. I can see Newcastle steamrolling this 3-1.
Yeah, I'll go with you. I'll go with you. 3-1.
Yeah, if ever there's a match for them to get back up after being dismantled by Barcelona in midweek in the Champions League, I think this is the match for them. And I think that... Did you say 3-1, did you?
3-1, yeah.
Yeah, I think it's going to be something like that as well. No, in fact, I'm going to bet 3-2 to Newcastle.
Cool. Villa at home, can they break
Come on, the Villa! Come on, Villa!
Villa versus West Ham.
Draw.
I could see it being a draw. I'm not sure how high scoring it'll be, though, but I could see it being a draw. 2-2?
1-1.
1-1. We'll go 1-1. Chris?
I think that Villa are going to do something in this one. It's going to be 1-0 to Villa. Again, these are massively biased results by me, obviously. Okay. I think that West Ham might.
And then forget all them games. The Super Sunday game of the day has got to be Tottenham Hotspur versus Nottingham Forest. That's got to be the game of the day.
As we were asked a couple of weeks ago, I would have said 100% can't see us getting anything from it. But at the same point...
remember, Chris, it's the hope that kills you.
100%.
I'm going to say 2-0 Spurs.
Oof. That is a statement.
I think if you play like you did last night and that stadium rocks like I think it did last night.
It did.
Yeah. I think you can win that 2-0.
With our 3 songs. Yeah.
2-1.
2 songs. 2 songs.
London forever. 2-1 Nottingham. 2-1 Tottenham.
You know me. You know what? I don't give a SHIT, he's what the score is. We just got to win. So I'm going to go for a 3-0 win, 3-1 win to Spurs. 3-1.
There we go then.
Because I think once we get one, we'll get another,
and another,
and then they'll score 3-1.
Okay,
nice. And that is
that's it.
There's no match on Monday, is there?
That's it.
Lovely, jubbly.
We'll know where we are after this weekend in many ways. Steve's not going to lose this weekend. There's a positive for him. Palace aren't going to lose.
Nope. Well, I could lose tonight. Lose tonight.
Mate, if you lose that tonight, I'm definitely returning them FaceTime calls to you tonight.
Guys, I'm just going to go back to the bottom of the league. I'm just thinking if the results we said were going to happen, what would be 33?
West Ham will stay where they are if you do yours. Tottenham will go up to 33 and Leeds would stay where they are because obviously you predicted the rest to lose so you can win.
Yeah, Sunderland will be there.
30.
Pretty much seems quite similar, really.
33. Yeah, Forest would drop in from my predictions. Yeah. Yeah. West Ham be a point above Forest and Spurs be on 33. Yeah.
Well, I hope for God I'm right or you're right and Spurs will get their result there, definitely.
There we go.
Right, guys. Busy days ahead, no doubt. Let's wrap this up. Thanks for listening for the Property Premier League, guys. I've been your host, Chris Mervyn, ably assisted once again by Jamie Aspland, the thinking man, and Steve Green. the non-thinking man. I'm joking.
No, I was going to drop in my 1989 Mini City, so I'll see you soon.
You got a £2 million valuation. Just park it just on the main driveway. Brilliant. Yeah, the one where you have to, with your first car, where you're locking it, and you make the noise. You make the noise.
Choke.
We'll be back next week with more insights and debates from the world of property and the beauty of game. They think it's all over. Well, you know the rest.